Howdy everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Sims family that the Sims forgot about. Because this family, pretty much every family in the Sims 1 who appeared in that base game world base game neighborhood of Neighborhood 1, most of them reappeared in the Sims 2. But this is the one family that didn't reappear. They never came back after the Sims 1. They appeared in The Sims 1 on PC, The Sims 1 on console, and that's it. That's all we know of them. That's it. That's all we've got in this family, the Roomies. And, there's other families as well, such as the ones you could have downloaded off of the website back in the day. Those were also forgotten about, but I don't really see those families as canon because they didn't have a spot in the neighborhood, and with some of them, you had to literally move them into spots that already had houses. So I don't really take those characters as canon, but the Roomies were, they were there. They existed in The Sims 1. So it's a little bit weird that they never make a reappearance. Now, in The Sims 2, they would have been dead by the events, or not dead. They would either be dead or elder by the events of The Sims 2. They would either be elder or dead. But we don't know because we do not see them in the game. But yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Yeah. Alright, so getting started with this, we have the Roomies. So, the Roomies are a family that only appears in The Sims 1. Now, technically, they also appear in another game. They appear in The Sims 1 on console, which is, Xbox and PS2. They appear in that, but they only appear in those games. Now, there is another Roomies household, I think. I think there's one in The Sims 3 and one in The Sims 4, I think. But they are not the same households. So in The Sims 1, the Roomies are a bin family. Now, there's a lot of bin families. You have the Pleasant family, who are a bin family. You have the Bachelor family, which is a bin family. I think that's it. There might be one other. But yeah, pretty much they are the only family from The Sims 1 base game that never appear again. They are never seen again. They are not seen in The Sims 1, or not The Sims 1, I mean The Sims 2. They are not seen in any of the other future games. These two characters to be specific. We see the household name again, but we don't see these two characters ever again. So let's get started with this. Let's get started with the two members of the household here. We have Melissa Roomies. As you can see, here she is. And her biography states, Melissa and her roommate Chris are new to the neighborhood. Can you help them make friends? Doesn't really say anything about her. It doesn't really say anything about Melissa as a person. Like, if you go to Mortimer's description in The Sims 1, it says a little bit about him and his obsession with insects or whatever. With this, it doesn't really say anything about Melissa. It just says that she is here with her roommate Chris, and can you help her make friends? That's all it says. So yeah, she has a personality here. I'll put up her personality there. So you got her personality here, and that's it. That's all we got on Melissa. She is here. She reappears in The Sims 1 on PS2 or The Sims 1 on console. And she looks quite different. She actually looks quite different in that game. And what's weird is she actually has a house in that game. Because in The Sims 1 on PC, they don't have a house. They're just in the bin family. You have to pick a house for them. But in The Sims 1 on console, they already have a house. Which is a little bit weird there. They actually have a house. But yeah, that's genuinely all I've got on Melissa. And what's kind of weird is in some versions of the game, this is a not so fun fact, in other versions of the game, Melissa can appear like this. Oh boy, they changed her appearance in certain versions of the game. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Next up, we have Chris Roomies. Here's Chris. Once again, her biography is pretty much the exact same as Melissa's. Chris and her roommate Melissa are new to the neighborhood. Can you help them make friends? This doesn't tell me anything about this character at all. So, yeah, she's here. In the console version, she looks kind of the same. She has the same sort of hair going on, different sort of outfit. But they're pretty much exactly the same. I think their personalities are the same on console as they are on the PC version. So, there's that. Now, Chris also has her appearance changed in other versions of the game, but she remains pretty much the same in terms of her skin tone. She remains pretty much the exact same. There's also an instant meal box in The Sims 1 that has the head model of Chris on it. I presumably that's not meant to be Chris, that's just meant to be some random person. But yeah, that is Chris and Melissa. This is their entire appearance. This is their entire appearance. They never reappear. They don't have any connections. They don't know anybody aside from each other. And that's sort of, maybe the reason that they never reappeared was because they weren't sure what to do with these two characters, as they don't have any connections. Now, there is actually, in the Sims 2 H&M fashion stuff trailer, there's two women in the trailer who people think could be Chris and Melissa. I mean, I suppose it could be them. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be them. I don't know. And that's about it. They are literally the only playable Sims who do not appear in any of the other games. They are only in The Sims 1. Now, this could be due to either the fact that they moved out. Now, I'm not sure. I'm always confused myself because I'm not sure whether Pleasant View and Neighborhood 1 are supposed to be the same place. Presumably they are. A lot of people think they are, but then there's also evidence going against them being the same place. So I don't know. I don't know if they're meant to be the same place. So either Chris and Melissa moved out. Maybe they moved out of Neighborhood 1. They died of old age, or who knows? That's all I got. So, yeah, and so there's a lot of theories. I mean, I'm going to have to mention it in the video because, it is a big point with these characters, and I see it everywhere, that a lot of people think these two were more than just roommates, which could explain it. Could explain why we didn't ever see them again. I don't know. That they were, they ended up hooking up or something. We don't know. Maybe they did end up together. Maybe that's why we do not see them in a future Sims game. Maybe they didn't have any kids or anything like that. I don't know. I've said I don't know about 500 times in this video because I genuinely do not know. Couldn't find anything. I mean, it's literally, they are two just basic people just living in a house together, and that is it. That is all they have going for them. That's it.